Well, my friends, family, esteemed colleagues, question that keep repeating is about allergies. Can this or that allergy be healed so it doesn't appear? Well, we can only experience allergic reactions on the tissues which are exposed to foreign proteins. Basically, foreign protein is interfering, its frequency, interfering with our frequencies. And this is why in digestion, foreign protein breaks down into amino acids. It has to lose its signature of the body that created it. Now, foreign proteins can come in touch with our cells only in basically two places. It's a skin and mucosal tissue. Now, those are always protected, so the foreign protein cannot touch them. And in a case it does, it is like a dirt coming on a windshield. You stop seeing, the cells gets irritated. So it does what we do in a car. You put the windshield wipers on, and again, windshield wipers do not work without water. You just smudge everything up, make it worse. You squirt water, and then windshield wipers wash it off. Well, the cells do the same thing. Okay, they don't have windshield wipers, but they squirt water and flush it with water off. But if there is no water to be squirted, if cells are dehydrated, this doesn't happen. And because this is how the robot is being designed to react, this shortage of water, in this case, stimulates the forced hydration. So since cellular membranes are compressed and not much water can come in, water plasma, so pressure of the extracellular liquid has to increase. So with more pressure, some water will be pushed into the cell. If you have a, sieve, and you pour water in a sieve, well, if the opening of a sieve are larger, water just goes through. You make the sieve with a finer and finer holes in it, the water will take longer time to penetrate. But now if you put pressure on this water, it will start squirting in like a shower. Well, same happens with the cell. So the pressure is increased through tightening of the blood vessels. And I explained the inflammation process, how it goes. And as the pressure within tissue builds up, the pressurized water now penetrates the cells, so then they can use this water and rinse off the superficial, their own skin, their own membranes. Now, these inflammations is what we call the allergenic reaction. Because we do not know what bothers the cell until something happens that becomes uncomfortable. And this increased pressure of a tissue creates also pressure on sensory nerves. So it also creates a pain, but it can be quite problematic because the cells that usually gets in touch with these toxins, again, is going to be the mouth and throat before it gets to the stomach, because stomach breaks these acids, breaks these proteins, or should break the proteins, which doesn't happen much if we are eating incorrectly and keeping stomach alkaline. Veggies, huh? So if you have dehydrated cells, let's say on the throat, in the mouth, and there is no protection, you don't produce enough mucus. This is mucosal tissue. You don't produce enough mucus to guard these cells. Well, when you're eating some stuff that contains foreign protein, then it may get stuck to it and cause this irritation, cause the swelling, and then you cannot breathe. Could be dangerous. On the skin, we see it mostly as rashes and oozing of the liquid. It's being detoxified, it's being cleansed. But also, if the water is missing, inflammation sets in. So it becomes red, inflamed, thick tissue before it can ooze this liquid out, part of the cleansing. Now, ultimately, everything is related. Everything is basically frequency, energy. And energetic fields may interfere with each other. I remember, I shared this already before, that I got violently sick eating a meal. It was steak. Once in Venezuela, in the Marina restaurant, and I thought I'm going to die. And after that, the sensitivity to beef, veal, remained. So I could eat any kind of a meat, no problem. But I had veal, nausea came back. Nausea, feeling of vomiting, so didn't feel well. And the meat was not toxic. Now, what has happened the first time? You see, the toxins are not just the proteins. And what becomes very toxic is actually breakdown of proteins. When we have bacteria in our body, well, we don't have any problem that we know of. But if the bacteria starts breaking down a lot of the toxicity in a process, there are toxic enzymes produced. And these enzymes then are like poison in our body. And cells have a memory. But also, these toxic enzymes can remain because they need to be cleansed. But for cleansing, again, it's a procedure. You have to load up on plasma. You have to have plenty of water for your body to waste it on something that it may not choose to do because it's holding on the water and it figures it's not problematic. It's not problematic if you don't eat that particular food, that this enzyme is going to be degrading. So, obviously, I had remaining toxic enzymes, and whenever I ate beef, well, those are particular enzymes geared for this. And I was getting nauseous, sick. It was putrefying it. It was breaking down the protein in the wrong way, creating more of these toxic enzymes. And it was for months until I started seriously doing my self-healers protocol, drinking a lot of plasma, having my diarrheas, and cleanse, and then pow, all of a sudden, this adverse reaction to meat, allergy, disappeared. So, there are different processes involved in allergic reaction, but basically it is all about cellular inability to cleanse. And it cannot cleanse because it's dehydrated. So cellular, not just hydration, because remember, we have two types of liquids. Extracellular, the liquid which is outside of the cells, blood, lymph, and intracellular. Now cleansing extracellular liquid is not a big deal. Just start hydrating with plasma. You can eat whatever you want because even the toxins that you are eating will be cleansed. So you are going to be cleansing the blood little by little. You cleanse the blood. But if you do not stop ingesting toxic elements, then even when the blood is clean and only polluted with those toxic elements that come through your food, well, your cells are not going to be relaxing the membranes because toxin is coming in, so they are still staying tight. So you have to achieve cellular hydration and cleansing. Well, you have to eliminate all those toxins that come through food. And remember, plants are full of them. So definitely you have to eliminate plants from diet. It's not toxicity that's going to kill you, but it will dehydrate you and slowly put you into dis-ease, manifesting in a variety of ways. The toxin can come from the skin superficially, poison ivy, you touch it, but also by washing a lot, you are taking off the buildup of cholesterol and dead cells, which actually serve as a barrier before the stuff can touch your active living cell. So, frequent washing with soaps, detergents, they emulsify fat. So they rinse it off. And yeah, your skin becomes smooth, soft, because that tissue is off. But it becomes less protected and more susceptible to allergy, to direct contact with foreign protein. Could be pollen, could be hair of a cat or dog, oil that is on it, proteins with it, and the enzymes. So, allergies can all be healed when we get hydrated and cleansed. Well, cleansed is not for purposes of allergy. It is not important really to cleanse, but it's a natural process. As soon as cell has opportunity to do so, it will cleanse. Needs plasma. So it needs to hydrate. And if it's toxic, it will immediately go into cleansing mode. So there is no big mystery around allergies. Egg allergies, same thing. We just could be you had contact with a bad egg that was being broken down by bacteria creating toxic enzymes. And these toxic enzymes remain in your intestines. And as long as they are there, when you have egg, bingo, they start breaking the egg in the wrong way. You create more of these toxic enzymes. And then if you cannot flush it out, swelling and all the other stuff comes out. So you need to hydrate your cells to lose allergies. But at the same time as you're hydrating, you are going to be cleansing, so symptoms of cleansing will come out. And they are very similar to symptoms of allergies, because basically it's the same procedure going on. It's a detoxification, elimination of toxins through hydration. And people say, oh, well, I don't know, I feel even worse. I started drinking plasma, I feel even worse. My allergies are worse. Well, at the beginning, because it's the same process. But it will hydrate you. So in the future, this is not going to be happening because you will be hydrated, so there is no inflammation necessary. Cell does not need to get immediate water to cleanse because it has water. So it can cleanse it and then soak in water at its convenience. No inflammation necessary. No allergic reaction appears. So it's pretty simple, straightforward stuff. I receive often messages, you know, this is so confusing because some people say you cannot have dairy and eggs because they are allergenic. They increase your allergies. Well, this is exactly the process I'm talking about. Foreign protein, dehydrated cells. But if your cells are hydrated, you are not going to have this allergic reaction because you will not have to swell up, inflame to get water. You already have it in the cells. You are hydrated. But when you are dehydrating and you eat the stuff, well, you are bringing in plasma. Plasma encourages hydration and detox. And you come up with these symptoms. Drinking milk is like drinking sea plasma. Only it has also proteins and fats. So it's food, not only mineral source. Because there are a lot of minerals in milk. So it's a plasma. You are enabling cleansing. And production of mucus is basically cleansing through the second stage, through the mucosal tissue. It's not going to be there if you are well hydrated. Then cleansing can happen through kidneys. And your blood will be less toxic all the time because you urinate a lot and you eliminate all these toxins through urine. Okay, Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. If something needs more clarification, let me know. Love you all.